Good morning. Happy Sunday. Welcome. Hope we're good. It's 8 o'clock and we are live. I'm inside this morning. Straighten it up a little bit. Great. Okay. We're going to move. Let's come to lie back. We're going to start lying down. It's Sunday. So just hang on out. Any problems with the connection, you just message me in the little chat box, sorry. Great. Okay, lie on back. Why are we wonky this morning? Everything's straight. Okay. How are we? How are we feeling? And where are we practicing this morning? Where have you rolled out your mat? Do you have a set place where you roll out your mat? Hopefully you do by now. I have to move around a little bit, but it's really good to have a couple of spots where you know you can get some peace and create like a little space that's unique to your practice. A little practice space in your home. Wherever you are, just start to ease down the body. And remember, any niggles in the low back, you just give the knees a bend, you plant the feet. Option to take a diamond shape with the legs if that feels good this morning. We're going to try and work the whole body this morning. Nice and steady this morning, Sunday, so we flow gently. Take a moment to relax the skin around the eyes and soften the face. Arms nice and wide, palms up. Heaviness through the pelvis. Take any little adjustments you need before coming to stillness. And then check in with how you're feeling once you find stillness. For most people, Sunday is the end of the traditional week. Might be a day of getting sorted for the week ahead, or maybe a day spent with friends or family or loved ones. Maybe yesterday was busy. Just notice how you feel given it's Sunday morning. And then find a little bit of gratitude for carving out this next 40 minutes or so for your practice. Well done. So easy to let other things take priority. But this little meeting you're setting with yourself each day is important. So you can then go into other moments in the day and show up as your best, or the best version of yourself possible. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that saying, you can't pour from an empty cup, so we have to fill up our own cup. Moments like this, half an hour in the morning to yourself, is a way of filling up that cup, so well done. Before you get into your breath, maybe just set an intention for the practice this morning. What are you going to focus on during your practice, or what are you going to dedicate your practice to? Maybe there's a person, maybe there's a word, or just a commitment to breathe mindfully for the next part of your day. Wherever you are, settle on something, and you don't have to, it's fine. Before coming to find your breath, deep, rich breaths in. If you're not already there, long, slow, steady breaths out. Stay with your breath as best as you can for the whole of the practice this morning. That really is your guide. Give me a couple more here. Lovely. On your next inhale, guide the knees back towards one another if you took that diamond shape, or just start to bring a bend to the legs wherever you are and just give the knees a little hug in. I'm holding each knee or just under the knee in each hand, top of the shin. And just roll around here. Take a moment to enjoy a little massage of the low back. We're going to try and get into every part of the body this morning. A nice Sunday slow flow. So let's start with the hips. Circle the knees together in the same or the opposite direction. You don't have to hold onto the knees. You might get a little bit more exaggerated with the circles if you want to. Change directions. And then extend the legs a few times by kicking the heels away and then bringing the heels towards you. Maybe as you kick away, you flex the feet. As you draw the heels in, you point the toes. You can spread and scrunch the toes as well. Good. And then finally, just a few ankle circles. And a little cycle of the legs, backwards and forwards. Lovely. And then we're coming into a happy baby. So the knees, the thighs are kind of angled to about 10, 11 o'clock. You might hold the backs of the knees, the ankles. You might be able to catch the big toes. Be mindful the shoulders haven't lifted too much. We're still heavy and broad through the front of the chest. And again, you can move around here. So thinking about hitting the diagonals here and almost warming up the inner outer thighs or inner outer hips. Good. And then you can stay here and try to roll along the spine a few times. You might change where you've got a hold of. If you don't want to roll up and down the spine this morning, just take yourself to one side. When we looked at our spine on Thursday, I said about trying to roll up and down kind of the edges of the spine. So not like going up and down on the bones, yeah? We kind of want to think about the strip of muscle either side of the vertebra. So it's almost like you're over to the right and then you're over to the left. So if you're doing those, hopefully you can feel that. And then come all the way up to seated. Maybe take a little balance here if it feels okay. If you've still got your big toes, you can explore maybe kicking out. Can you bring the legs into the center as well? See if you can get there for 3, for 2. Nice on 1. Heels down, nice and controlled. Take the fingertips back. Roll the shoulders back, so we're opening through the front of the chest now. And swish the legs again from side to side. So some gentle twisting here. It's like we're coming to one side and the other with the hips, but the shoulders, the chest is staying square and strong. So pin the shoulders back, keep those stable, push through the hands, and just enjoy a gentle twist. So one hip will come up, and then the other hip will come up. Good. And as you kind of angle that knee down, you'll get a nice stretch through the front of the hip as well. So if it feels good to just pause there, you pause there and feel that nice stretch through almost like the jean pocket part of your hip. Oh, I had a really big click and crack then in my back, which felt great. So gently though, yeah, these twists can be gentle. Good, and then come to sit. If it feels okay, kneel. You don't have to kneel straight away. I'll let you know when we're moving through a position kneeling, but if it feels okay, we're not going to be here for long. If it doesn't feel good, you stick to cross-legged. And then from here, roll the shoulders back and down. Sit tall through the spine. Think crown of head to sky, tailbone to earth. Can you take the shoulders back and down a touch more? My hands are just resting near my hip creases, palms facing up. Head's going to come down nice and heavy. Right, really draw the shoulders down the back. It gets into the back of the neck by just doing another little roll back and down. And then when you're ready, sway the head from side to side. Getting into the neck this morning. And these sways can be as subtle as you want. How does the neck feel as you do these? I definitely feel this through the right side of my neck every time I do these. And as soon as you're ready to pause, if it feels good, you might want to stick with the movement. You're just going to stick with your right ear towards your right shoulder. And the more you drop the shoulder, you can even reach the left fingertips. You can even drape the hand on the side of the head, the right hand if you've gone to the right. How does that feel? If you can't feel anything, play around with the angle of the chin. Very, very small movements. Press the temple into your right fingertips. Good, and then let the head come heavy again, both fingertips to the earth. And go straight to the other side when you're ready. Notice how it feels. If you need any little movements in between, you take them. And remember what you know. Maybe you're adding on those little bits. Reaching left fingertips. Draping left fingertips, reaching right hand. When I do this exercise, I definitely notice that I carry more tension and tightness in my right shoulder, in the right side of my neck. So just notice, how's your neck? How's your shoulders? One more breath here. And how's the breath? When we're sitting upright, the belly's coming in and out, really, really expanding. And as much as you're expanding, can you contract and draw it in? Nice. Back to center. Shoulder rolls now, okay? Take the fingertips to the tops of the shoulders and start to shoulder roll. You can do both together. You can do one at a time, okay? The shoulders are just like the hip joint. They have a lot of movement. So as you do these rolls, think about the elbows coming forward, up, back, down. And there's lots, so I'll go through them as you're doing them. As you come forward, that's a protraction of the shoulders. So we're hollowing out the chest, we're spreading the upper back. As you come up, we're elevating the shoulders. As you go back, we're retracting. And as you come down, we're depressing. So lots there. And then we have external and internal rotation. So if you reach your fingertips out briefly and just make a fist and rotate the whole of the arm in, the whole of the arm out, yeah? Or spread the fingers and it's like you're rotating the fingers as far as you can in and as far as you can out. So those are the shoulder movements. Internal, external rotation, and all those 4 words I just said. Probably too much on a Sunday morning. Let's take a full body stretch. Hook at the thumbs or interlace the fingers, whatever feels good. And then you're going to go from side to side. So now we're getting into the waist, yeah? Notice the shoulders. What are they doing up here? Are they elevated? Are they depressed? Have they come forward? Can you squeeze them back? Yeah? If you think how much we use the shoulders in tension, most days, every time we use a laptop, drive, text, Good. Let's stay over to the left just for a moment. I like to then pull on my wrist, but if you like, you can take some other options. The top hand can drop down the back. You'll feel this more in the upper arm now. Left fingertips can rest on the floor next to you. Really get into the side. Yeah? You can even drop the head a little, get into the neck. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Straight into the other side. Take your time. Hold the wrist. Enjoy that feeling. Option. Drop the hands. One to the middle back. One out to the side. Good. Really nice. And then finally back to center. Some little movements of the spine before. If you took your ankles crossed, seated position, come to kneeling now. We're going to move from kneeling. So if you're not there, join me there now. And then when you're ready, we're going to start to lift and lower from here. So on an inhale, you're coming up. On an exhale, you're coming down. Good. Keep that up. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Nice and steady. Think about these hips coming forward. Squeeze the butt, push the hips forward, reach the arms, almost take the fingertips up and over as much as you can, and then sweep the arms and come back down. Good. Just do that 3 more times. Inhale, up. What are the shoulders doing? They're hopefully depressed and retracted, pulled back. Exhale, down. Good. 2 more. Inhale, up. Good. Exhale, down. Last one. Inhale, up. And exhale, down. So I'm just sorting out my t-shirt. Last time we're going to stay up. So inhale, come up. And then stay up. Good. So I want you to push the hips forward here. I want you to open up the front of the hips. There we go. Nice. Can you trace the fingertips along the sky a little bit more? Can you relax the shoulders a little bit more? Can you pull the rib cage through a little bit more? Gaze up for 3, for 2. Good on 1. Float the hands down. Just a tiny little rest of the hands on the low back, just to encourage the hips to come forward a touch more. We're still lifting through the rib cage. We're kind of coming up energetically as well as forward. Pin the shoulders back now a little bit more for 3. How's the breath here? Sometimes it's hard to breathe when we open through the front body. For 2. Good. On 1, slowly send the hips back. Take a moment, brief child's pose, okay, before we come to tabletop. Knees together, hands beside the feet, round the spine, let the shoulders slump forward. Breathe into the back of the body. Good. Creep the hands forward. We're in our tabletop. Okay, let's get into the wrists a little bit here before the spine. So lean into the fingertips and just draw some circles with your shoulders. These are very small circles, okay? We're thinking about the pressure spreading from the thumb all the way to the baby finger and then back to the base of the palm. So it's a very subtle movement, but hopefully you can feel it. And you really need to spread the fingers, like really spread them, like as if you're trying to create all triangles between every digit. So once you've done a few circles, hopefully you can feel the whole of each hand. Lean forward into the fingertips. If it's too much, ease off. Maybe you can stay. So that's option 1. That might be enough this morning, just to lean forward, shoulders kind of come over the fingernails. If you're like, I think I can go a little bit further, maybe try turning the fingertips to point to the knees. And then you're going to send the weight back a little, but you're still pressing the palm down. All the fingertips are still very much spread. Hopefully you're feeling this through the forearm as well now, the lower arm. Almost from the back of the wrist, or the base of the wrist, to the elbow crease. Good. Okay. Another one, if you want, come to turn the fingertips now out to the sides of the mat. And again, a little lean from side to side. Or some circles, whatever feels good. And then finally, we'll just sit back, we'll interlace the fingers and we'll draw a figure of 8 with the knuckles. Nice. Maybe a few little circles. And then we're back to tabletop. Spread the fingers, start to move the spine now. So dipping the belly on the inhale, lifting the chin, lifting the tailbone, and then drawing the belly, dropping the chin, dropping the tailbone as you exhale. Breathing in and breathing out. Nice. Maybe a little bit of side to side. And then when you're ready, pad the hands forward. Full body stretch now through the front of the chest, the sides of the body as you find your melting heart. Good. Listen carefully. On your next exhale, you're going to bring your forearms down. Fingers are still spread. Elbows are shoulder width. And you're going to creep your shoulders over your elbows, tuck all 10 toes and lift the knees. You're in a forearm plank. So we're waking up the whole body now in terms of our strength and everything switching on. Push into the forearms, broaden through the upper back. We're here for 3. We're here for 2. Good. Listen carefully on 1. Right and left hand come to where the elbows were. You're in your high plank. Good. Same thing. Push the floor away. Waking up everything this morning. Again, we're here for 3. We're here for 2. On 1, hips high. Walk the feet in a little. Downward facing dog. Your first one. Walk it out. Yeah. Bend the knees. Let the head be heavy. Look from side to side. Okay, hands to feet, pad them towards the feet. Take a nice little dangle here, waking up the backs of the legs now. You can kind of move or you can stay still, yogi's choice. It's your first forward fold. Good, we're going to walk the hands away from the feet, back down the mat to a high plank. Good. When you're ready, lower the knees, 5 presses. Remember, you're working on these. So if you're not at 5 yet, you stick to 3, okay? It's an exhale to lower. It's an inhale to push away. If you've been joining me most days, we usually do this every practice. You'll notice a difference if you start to build these in, especially if you're working on your chaturanga. Same thing with these little back bends. Squeeze and lift for 5 or 3. Or maybe it's just 1 this morning. Where are you? And then when you're ready, strong push back. Child's pose, you can stay here or you can lift straight back to your downward facing dog. Let it go. We're walking the hands back again. This time, you can take a little bit more of an active forward fold. Hook the big toes and come a little bit deeper now. Lean into the toes, lift the hips nice and high. Elbows poke out to the side, head nice and heavy. Good. When you're ready, inhale, look forward. Exhale, sit into an imaginary chair and sweep your fingertips forward and up. Good. If you want to come more traditional and move the feet together, you can. Yogi's choice. We're here, we're holding, we're breathing for 3, for 2. On 1, push through the feet, full body stretch. Good. Oh, you can't see me. Here we go. We're not here for long. Exhale all the way down. Here we go. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, walk the hands back down. You're in your high plank. Inhale, push the floor away. You can stay here with the knees and lower as we did before, or you can lower through chaturanga, yogi's choice. But either way, knees or chaturanga into your cobra or your up dog. And then exhale, straight back to downward facing dog. Option to stay in your downward dog, or 2 more of those vinyasas in any way, shape or form you want to take them this morning. So inhale to ripple forward, exhale to lower, inhale to come through, and exhale to push back. Slow them down. It's so easy to flow through those without thinking about what you're doing. How's your technique? What are the shoulders doing? Yeah? What's the rib cage doing? In up dog, are you really pulling it through? Are your legs engaged as you pull through? Good. This time we'll walk the feet to the hands. We're at the top of the mat now. In a little dangle, or you're catching the backs of the shins, or the backs of the calves, fingertips under the heels. Just one more forward fold here. Right, oh gosh, I've got all sorts going on in this room today. I'll be back in my flat in a matter of days, so we will have a bit more of a regular spot. There we go, let it go. When you're ready, from here we're going to just gently twist. So left fingertips come forward, right fingertips come up. And just do that a few times before we rise and take some sun salutations this morning. We've not done much for our hips, so we're going to work through those low lunge ones, yeah? We've twisted, we've done shoulders, a little bit more through the side body and the hips in our flow. So we started on the right. Next time your left fingertips come up, make that your last one, and then dangle and roll up to stand. Good. Okay, there we go. Full picture. How are we? Standing now. We started lying down. Just notice how the body feels. Maybe come back to a little bit of stillness. Roll the shoulders back and down. Just like when you were lying, seated, now standing. Where is everything? Heels, hips, shoulders, crown of head. Breathing in and breathing out. Can you come back to your intention just very briefly? And on your next inhale, we're going to start with a chair. So bend the knees, sweep the arms. Your version of Utkatasana. Good. Exhale, full forward fold, head heavy. Inhale as you lengthen, float the right leg nice and high. Exhale, softly land the toes and the knee to the earth. Now it's our first low lunge, so if you need to move around here, you can. Or maybe you'll find to come straight into a little inhale and lift the arms. Be mindful, left hip back, right hip forward. Rib cage pulls through, shoulders soft. Exhale, hands to the floor. You're going to step or slide and take a vinyasa. Or if you're a bit tired this morning, you meet us in downward dog. You miss the vinyasa, okay? Yogi's choice. Either way, we're in a downward dog and we're going to be here for 5 breaths. So you have the choice to stay with your downward dog. You've done this before this morning. You can stay here. If you want a little bit more, work into the right leg, either a 3-legged dog or maybe a split dog. You can circle the knee and move here for those 5 breaths. So you can find a little bit of stillness with the leg lifted in any way you'd like. I'm going to take a split dog, so knee high, hips stacked. 2 more breaths. How are the fingers and wrists? Are we spreading the fingers? Are we strong through the wrists? On your next inhale, look forward wherever you are. Float the right leg high and then exhale, step the right foot through. Bump it up if you need. Drop the left knee and curl the toes. Take an inhale. Low lunge on the other side now. So if you need to, it's our first one. You can move around here. How are the hips feeling this Sunday morning? When you do come up, this time think right hip back, left hip forward. Breathing in to come up. Breathing out to come down. Good. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, float the leg high. Exhale, feet together and fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms, we're back in a chair. Exhale, stand tall. Okay, how are we feeling? Other side, with the left leg leading. Inhale, find your chair. We'll flow this time. Exhale, fold. Head heavy. Inhale, prepare, look forward. Exhale, float the left leg high, Exhale, land the toes and drop the knee. Straight in, inhale, low lunge. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, step or slide. Exhale, chaturanga or knees. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths again. Remember what you know, you can stay here. Or this time, you're lifting the left leg. You're moving the left hip. Or you're finding a little bit of stillness with the left leg off the ground in some way, shape or form. How are we feeling in our downward dog? Wherever you are, take one more breath. And then we'll all inhale the left leg high. We'll all roll forward and step the left foot through. Back knee down, inhale, low lunge. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, float the leg nice and high. Exhale, feet together and fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms. Exhale, stand tall. Okay, let's go again. Option to take a high lunge this time, so we're keeping the back knee lifted, but exactly the same. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair. Exhale, fold. Really start to flow now. Inhale, right leg really high. Exhale, land the toes. Knee is an option now. Inhale, high or low lunge. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back and lower. Can you do that all on the exhale? Inhale, come through. Exhale, push back. 5 breaths again. Yogi's choice. You can stay here, or maybe you take a split dog if you didn't before. So right leg high, stack the hips by bending the knee. If you took that already, you might feel ready for a wild thing. We've done a lot of opening through the front body, so you can flip, land the toes, and find your wild thing. You got about 3 more breaths. I like to take the hand to the back of my head. That can feel nice. Very much a side plank movement going on here, as well as like a bridge. If you took your wild thing, transition back out by lifting the right leg, floating it high, and then see if we can all step it through to find your high lunge. Breathe in to come up. Just 1 breath. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, float the back leg high. Exhale, feet together and fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms. Exhale, stand tall. Good. Left side. Inhale. Find your chair. Exhale, deeply fold. Head heavy. Inhale, float the left leg high. Exhale, step it back. Inhale, sweep the arms, high lunge. You know this now. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back and lower. Remember, you can always ease back. Take the knee option. Downward facing dog is where you will be. 5 breaths. So, same thing. If you lifted the right leg, you're lifting the left leg. Bending the knee into your split dog, or maybe flipping it into your wild thing. So the blade edge of the right foot, the ball of the left foot. Left arm reaches to the front of the mat, or maybe you take it behind the head. You've got 3 more breaths here. Your right shoulder and right wrist are stacked. That really helps. You're switching on the right side body. It's engaged. Good. If you took your wild thing, transition out. Lift the left toes. Drop the left hand. Extend the left leg high, everyone. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, float the back leg high. Exhale, feet together and fold. Inhale, find your chair. Exhale, stand tall. Well done. Good. Okay, we've just got one more round. Inhale, chair. You got it. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, right leg high. Exhale, step it back. High or low lunge, yogi's choice. How are we feeling this morning? Vinyasa, all the way to downward dog. Great. We're going to go straight in this time. So inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step it all the way through. Inhale, high lunge, just one breath. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Good. Inhale, come up to stand. Spin the back heel, warrior two. Right knee deeply bent. Flip and reach the front palm and scoop it back into your peaceful warrior. Good. Just one breath. Inhale, come back to center. Extend the right knee, turn the left toes to the back of the mat. Deeply bend into the left leg, back of the mat. If you need to do that a couple of times, or you're fine to come down into your Skandasana, we're here for 3. For 2, listen carefully. On 1, push and travel back to the top of the mat. Left hand down, right arm up, twist. Exhale, top hand down. Heel toe the right foot out, turn the toes out. Yogi squat, top of the mat. Yeah, nice. And then inhale, reach the arms forward, stand tall. Exhale, back to standing, top of the mat. Just the left side. That was nice, right? Inhale, Utkatasana, chair. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, lengthen as the left leg floats nice and high. Exhale, step the left toes back. Inhale, high or low lunge. Exhale through your vinyasa. We meet in a downward facing dog. Remember, the vinyasas are optional. You don't have to take them. Big breath in. Steady breath out. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, we're stepping it straight through. Inhale, just one breath to come up into your high lunge. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Good. Inhale, come up, spin the right heel down, warrior two. Just one exhale, flip and reach the left palm, scoop it back, peaceful warrior. Again, just one breath. Inhale, come all the way back to center. Extend the left knee, turn the right toes out, Skandasana to the back. If you need to bounce a couple of times, that's fine, or you hold here for 3. For 2, then push through that right foot, journey. Right hand down, left arm high, twist. Enjoy that. Exhale, top hand down, heel toe the left foot out, turn the toes to the corner of the mat, right foot joins it, yogi squat, malasana. We're here, we're holding for 3, for 2. Listen carefully, on 1, fingertips are going to come behind you, and you're going to find your seat. Yeah, lovely. Kick the heels out, wide seated fold. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, come forward. Nice. How are we feeling? I sometimes like to move in this one. I like to kind of go over to one side. Enjoy a nice side stretch. Just by kind of planting the hands either side of one leg. So if you've gone to the right, you should feel this through the left. If you've done this, just stay for a couple more breaths. Or you're just hanging out in the center, going a little bit deeper. And then when you're ready, if you took that little side option, take it on the other side. With this one, it's really easy to round, yeah? Everyone come back to center just very briefly if you're not already there. And just be mindful The spine is long, yeah? We're not trying to get the head to the floor. We're trying to get the chest to the floor. So just go slowly with this one. Nice. Inhale, come up from wherever you are. Maybe use the hands to bring the knees in and lean back. Do you remember we did this at the beginning? That little swish from side to side. Notice if there's more space there now. Enjoy that. Good. And then when you're ready, feet in. Hold the tops of the shins. I want you to roll down all the backs of the knees, the spine really slowly. Feet are still planted, knees are still pointing to the sky. And when you're ready, on an inhale, you're going to lift the spine and come up. On an exhale, you're going to roll yourself back down. Just do that about 5 times in your own way, at your own pace. If you need to adjust your feet, you do that. And then you can stay with these coming up and down, or you're going to pause at the top, okay? So maybe it's just a press of the hands down, a pushing of the backs of the shoulders. Some of you, however, might want to shuffle the shoulders and interlace the hands and come a little bit higher. If you did wild thing and you're feeling very open in the front body, you can come into a wheel. We will do a child's pose and a forward fold after. So you will take your counter, but if you need a little bit longer, you take a bit longer. If you're taking wheel, hands come either side of the head and you lift all the way up. But just go slowly, yeah? And you can take your time to push and lift. Wherever you are, holding for 3, for 2, breathing in your wheel. Good, on 1, wherever you are, slowly lower down, no rush. Little swish from side to side. Hug of the knees. And then roll up and down a few times. And come all the way over into a child's pose. Knees are close together. Feet are next to each other. Hands are beside the feet. Forehead is on the floor. Or you can make a little pillow for your forehead if it's far away. But we're letting the shoulders slump forward. We're letting the spine round. We're doing the opposite to that back bending. Can you breathe into the back of the body? Can you feel the sides of the body expand? Well done. A little bit of calm before you go into the rest of your day. Try and keep to those conscious breaths just for 3 more rounds. So easy as we come to the end of the practice to start moving into those next moments of your day. This is the real challenge now. How are we going to move through our day? Roll up through the spine. Come back to kneeling, seated. Again, just for a brief moment. Reflect on how you're feeling. Go back to that intention you made just 40 minutes ago or so. And notice how just 40 minutes of moving, breathing, strengthening and lengthening our muscles, settling our mind has had on you. What are the effects? How are you going to go into the rest of your day now? A little bit slower, a little bit more intentional, maybe a little bit kinder. Sense of gratitude for everything we have. Sun, water, breath, body, mind. Safety, security. Chin to chest, head heavy, little bow down for all those things. Some Sunday gratitude for just the simple things. Well done, everyone. Have a great Sunday. Hope you enjoyed that. And yeah, not the same time tomorrow, 7 a.m. tomorrow. We're back on Monday and it's day 20. So you've nearly done 3 weeks of these. That's fantastic. Okay, we've got another kind of 5 weeks to go. We're going to do 8 weeks in total, all of July, all of August. So yeah, thank you. Sending love. Sorry, the room was a little bit different today and I was moving around a bit. We'll get a space soon. Right, bye guys.